after KD requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets on June 30th. Sources told Woj that the Heat and the Suns are on his wish list of teams. To add to that excitement, Woj tweeting yesterday that the Utah Jazz are now showing a willingness to listen on possible trade scenarios for All-Star guard Donovan Mitchell, sources told ESPN. So that begs the question. Jay, Will, I'm going to ask you this. Which is the more attractive trade option, KD or Spida?
So Kevin Durant is by far the better basketball player. He's probably the best basketball player in the world right now. But like I said earlier, that standard that was set by the Utah trade to Minnesota for what Rudy Gobert got, almost if you're Sean Marks, if you're Josiah, you're looking at this saying, I need more than that. That's the bottom line for what I need for Kevin Durant. I need more, which makes it hard for other teams to give up a lot of their pivotal assets to move Kevin Durant. Whereas I look at the Donovan Mitchell trade, and I said that to a lot more teams, that seems more attractive because it's actually reasonable. It's reasonable. You're looking at Rudy Gobert saying, if that's a baseline, maybe if I come right there at that point, maybe if I give up a little bit more picks, set of players, I can make that work. So I think there's way more mobility for Donovan Mitchell, which to me seems, as I'm looking as a GM or a president, that is more attractive to me than going and giving up a haul and depleting my entire team for Kevin Durant right now.
Excellent point. Durant's the better player, so I have to go Durant because he can win you a championship. You can build around and win a title. I don't know if you can with Donovan Mitchell, but I understand your point too. You can build a team around Mitchell based on his contract and everything else. You have to give up 9,000 pieces. Durant, you're going to have to basically blow up your whole team and then start all over again with Durant. But we all know push comes to shove for the next 3 years. Down the road, Mitchell, next 3 years, Durant's the best player, as Jay said. He's the best player in the league. Mitchell is not. Mitchell's somewhere, about 15? When I say about 15?
It's around that.
Yeah, about 15 to 20, somewhere in there. So if you have a chance to get the best player compared to the 15th best player, the best player can win, I take Durant.
Who am I surrounding the best player with?
Oh, that's fair, too.
Surrounding Donovan Mitchell
I can't answer that.
That's the question. I mean, I think it comes down to if you're trying to win a championship, the answer is Kevin Durant. And if you have to give up the pieces that will make your team not nearly as competitive in the future, that's one thing. You have to give up a couple pieces that will make you a little less competitive now, that's fine. Kevin Durant is always the answer. Mitchell's great. I think he's fun to watch. He's an outstanding player, but he's a small guard that doesn't play incredible defense and doesn't shoot in the way that, small guards have to shoot to have an impact on the game. He's not I was going to say he's not Steph Curry, but that's unfair to compare him to anybody. But his shooting is not such that he is going to change the game. With the way that the game is played today, I feel like it depends on the team. If you're a younger team that's trying to build something, maybe this is an important piece. But I'm not sure Donovan Mitchell is ever going to be the best player on a championship team. Given the history that we have in the NBA, small guards that penetrate like that, I feel like Dwayne Wade is the closest parallel, which is the reason why maybe Miami is the place he can go. We don't see that happen nearly as often as dominant wings winning a championship, and Kevin Durant is a dominant wing. So whatever it costs, you got to give up what you got now, the future, trade away some old Hall of Famers. They got to go. If I can get 2 years of peak KD, I'll pay him whatever he needs on the back end when he's not as competitive. Give me 2 years of peak KD, surround him with what I got. I might win a championship. If I want 15 years of making the playoffs and hoping we can attract another star to win a championship, then it's Donovan Mitchell. It seems obvious.
I know the way it sounds, right? Because you're looking on paper, you're like, the resume for KD is way different than Donovan Mitchell, because it is. But it's not one of those scenarios that if you're a GM, you say, I'm just going to give up whatever I need for Kevin Durant. Because if you give up everything, you're trying to piecemeal pieces together. That doesn't mean that you're going to have a good team. You might have a great player who gives you great individual performances, but there's a reason why Kevin Durant is saying, I want to go down to Miami if they have Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo. I want to go to Phoenix if they have Devin Booker, because he understands it's not about just him. It's about who are the pieces surrounding him. And I look at the pieces that I can surround with Donovan Mitchell is additive to a team that already exists, that you don't have to give up all those pieces that you have to give up for Kevin Durant.
Right.
100%. And that's why
my point.
And that's why people are down on Durant. He signed a contract. He's getting paid a fortune. He's committed to the Nets. Now he wants to be traded because it's like where the Nets going. Oh, and by the way, when you trade me, it's got to be to these two teams, and they can't trade this, and this to get me. Doesn't work that way. All right? You want to get traded, you got to deal with the fact that they traded you to Detroit. You're playing for Detroit. Durant wants to get traded. He wants to go to a team that he wants to play with that has a chance to win a championship. And then when he goes to that team, they got to keep everybody.
How do you ruin it? You ruined it. I was on your side, doggy. It was going to be the one topic we agreed, and then you went and ruined it. To talk about how much Durant is getting paid. Durant is getting paid a lot of money, and he's still underpaid. And you made the point earlier about how players should not be forcing trades or demanding to get pushed to certain teams. You know why they're doing this? They're doing this because instead of giving them the amount of money that they deserve, they cap their salaries. If you're going to cap their salaries, that gives them more power to do the things that they want to do.
It's not really their fault.
Listen. It's not their fault. This is a natural byproduct of it. If you're going to complain about it, remove the damn salary cap. Remove the max contract. You can't limit their salary and then get upset when they take that excess power and use it to move teams. Stop it. Get out of their pockets and let them control their careers the way they want to control their careers.
Listen, but then nobody's going to go to Sacramento. Nobody's going to leave. That's what baseball's problem is. They got a lot of these teams that can't afford to compete with the Yankees and the Dodgers and teams like that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.